All right, afternoon bait makers. Now, in bait making, I do a lot of different things. Pour lead, shoot soft baits, paint plastics. I'm getting into tying chatterbaits, and I'm going to be tying some spinner jigs and things of that nature. I don't claim to be an expert. In fact, I used to tie flies in Colorado, and I did it in Iraq with a friend of mine named Adam. I tiny little flies to fish trout in Colorado. I've tied a couple of these jigs. I don't claim to be an expert. Go, if you want to watch a how-to video on how to tie a whipping knot or any of that stuff, man, look that up. There's plenty of them out there. I'm learning myself from looking at YouTube. So, but I enjoy this, and I enjoy wanting to make different baits. So this is Chatterbait Epic Bait Molds. My friend Jason has requested a chartreuse with a green pumpkin. So this is a olive pumpkin, and I thought, wow, I'm gonna check that out. I am going to tie it with this thread right here. So this is Danville's 210 denier flat waxed nylon. So the way we do this, or the way I did it when I was learning, is I think this is called a bobbin. I don't remember. It's been so long since I tied flies. I don't remember all the stuff. I had to relearn the knot. That's why I know it's called the whipping tool, because I have one. I found with the chatterbaits though, it's easier just to do it with by hand, and I'm not sure 100% I'm doing it right. Or the best way. I know I'm doing it right. It works. So what I have found is I barely just stick the thread right in there, and then just creating some suction on the end, and it pulls that right out. And so let me, actually, I'm going to tilt this down. So now we're going to be looking at my vise. And do I need to, what, do you guys want that to tighten up, or, let's see. Sorry for the movement. This is my first one. I did do another one, and I did it from a different angle with a different camera. I used my phone. And I didn't have this camera on, but I had the mic on, and audio just did not work. So let's do this. And then, so as I bring this down the head, see this thread here, I'm pulling it this way, and that allows me to wrap over that thread. And I've talked to, there we go. I talked to a guy named Tom. Tom is a veteran. Tom, he's not on my last video, but I discussed him on my last video, and I've now sent him a text message and asked if I could talk about him, and he said, yeah, that's fine. So Tom ties salmon ties, and I think he does crappie jigs. So what I would like to do is his stuff is really well done, really nice. I like it. So if he ties it himself, he knows how to do all this. He knows how to tie. So I'm offered to do a video with him, and maybe I'll just direct the video and then create the video and set up the cameras and all the stuff. And we can either do it here at my house where I have good lighting. He can bring over his own fly tie stuff, or he can use mine. But what I want to do is just have another veteran do a little video on here and show the baits he's making, and then if he so chooses to sell them, obviously we can sell them here. He takes all the money, does whatever, or he sells it at his own place. It's just another one of my ways of giving back to Did I just do that wrong? Yes, I did. Okay, so here's what you want to do. Let me stop talking. It's just one of my ways to give back to more veterans. Okay, so see how I have this? I'm going to actually turn it this way and then bring this around like that. So now it has given me the two there that I wanted. And then this is the part where I seem to always mess it up. So I always do this, and I almost just did it again. I lay this like this. This needs to be like this. And then what I do is I'm going to, and so you see this is just hanging here. This is how I get my right. So both of them are basically the same length, but I wrap it around this, and I take this little hair clip. Oh, I did not pull this tight like I normally do. So yeah, I usually pull this up so I can get all those in there like so. And then I have another one. That same thing, I pull. Let me do it so you guys can see. I'm not used to doing this on camera yet. So, and one thing I noticed is my dark green fell down here. It actually went all the way over that. Wow, interesting. So, yes, again, I am not the person to try to learn this from, I guess, would be the best way to say it. I'm not efficient. I'm not Speedy Gonzalez. I can direct you towards some videos where the guy is very good. So, yes. So that lays on there. And then pull this up to this. I just wanted to make sure all those were separated. And then clasp that over there. Keep an eye on where this is. And then I'm basically just going to wrap these a bunch of times around this. And then for me, I am just doing this right here with my, whoops. I basically put two fingers, wow. I put two fingers in there, and instead of using a whipping tool or whippet tool or whipping, whatever, I'm using a hand knot. So let's see if this gets this. So if you, let me widen this out so it's not tight in. So I'm taking two fingers, dropping it in here, wrapping. I'm opening, so you see that triangle? That triangle, just like the whipping tool, I get it around this, and you have to be careful. And I'm just doing this, right? And then you can do one. You can come back and see I haven't closed it. Let me not get the hair barrette thing, and I can do it again. And you can do that like 2-3 times without actually closing it. And that's basically how you're tying your knot on there. And then I'm gonna do it again because I think I did 3 on that one. But I'm just trying to show you guys how I do this. Now what I'm hoping is that Tom knows how to do this a lot better than I do. And since he's tying flies and jigs and everything, he's more proficient at it. And maybe I can learn to do this better as well, right? Okay. So once that's done, I'm going to cut that, put that over there, take this here. Now, these are the ones that are pre-cut. I think I either got them on Lure Works or Barlow's. I can't remember. Stretch this out, cut that, and you see how that happens. And then same here. Stretch that. Stretch that. Oops. Yeah, I need to get a, what you call it, and tighten that just a little bit. It's a little too loose for me. All right, I'm gonna, hopefully you guys are able to see this. Okay. And then once you get all these cut, if you did it right, hopefully you have a nice jig right there. So there's a green pumpkin chartreuse. And then you can also work these around. It's better to do it before you tighten them all. But you can do it this way too. Like I have found that even doing this, it doesn't interfere with that knot at all. I'm barely just slipping these around a little. And I've noticed mine are really thick in the bottom area there where it doesn't, oh man, I don't even know if I'm on camera on this. I'm sorry. So, sorry, look, this is what I'm talking about. I'm squeezing these around a little just to make sure they're all the way around, that I have the colors the way I want them. The way I wanted this is I wanted this dark up on top a little more. There is still going to be some chartreuse on there, and that's what I wanted. And then but I kind of wanted on the sides for the dark green. And that's kind of what I've come up with right there. So I think that looks pretty good. And then you can trim these to meet where the hook is, right? But if I just tie it like this and I give it to whoever's fishing it, I feel like they know how to fish these and they can cut these to what they want. And let me cut this real quick because I noticed and when you pull these, they're all grouped like that. They, sometimes when you go to cut it, I'm trying to leave it long and I don't cut all of them separated. So you get a pack of like 2 or 3 that are together. So there we go. That's much better. And then, so I will install the part that goes here, and then the actual blade, and then the clip that goes underneath it. And it will look like, and then also you can put the eye in it. So this is a little different color. Of course, none of these have chatters on them. All right, so all the ones in the house don't have chatters. That's good. So I will come back and I will edit this video. I will show you when I put the chatters on, but I'm going to get, 4 or 5 of these tied up. I already have 4 over there. And then I'll take a video of me putting the actual chatter right here. Excuse me. And then the eyes on it as well. And I just super glue those on. But yeah. All right. So let's do one more. I am going to grab a little bit larger one. There we go. And again, we're going to do the same 2 greens. So this is the one that Jason wanted. So, and again, this is an olive green pumpkin. Put that on, and again, as I come around, I'm pulling the line this way so that my wraps go around the line. It helps lock all that in. Okay. And then on this one, this is the top of the bait. This is the bottom of the bait. So I think what I want to do is I want to do dark green on top, like so. And you know what? I'm going to lock that in. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple wraps of that. I don't want that to move on me. And then I'm going to take the fluorescent green, and I'm going to put this on top. But the same thing, I can grab that. So now that one is laying on top. And again, to get these out of the way, I use those little hair clips right there so that when I make my wraps like this, they're all those are out of the way and I don't have to worry about them. Okay, give that a few wraps. Again, make your triangle. Come around. And then this is the part I have to watch out for because I have done it a couple times now where I accidentally loop this into the hair barrettes, the hair ties. And I don't mean to. It just gets caught in those teeth and then I go to pull tight and I have the hair barrette in there. So there we go. 2 different sets of ties there, 3 or 4 each. I think should hold that just fine. Let's see. And I mean, if I grab these here and I pull them like this, I can do them all together. I'll just cut it a little short so I make sure that that's not like that. Or so I get them all and I don't have any doubles. So same thing, and go like this. Take that off. It's when I try to cut very close to this to preserve as much of that as I can for length for somebody who may want it longer. That's where I seem to mess up. Okay, yeah, so I like that. So now it's got the dark on top and it's got the fluorescent on the bottom. Instead of mixing it, I've done it so it's how I want. And then also, if you didn't notice, I didn't really get it in half. I wanted less on the front side, so it would when it poofs out, it's shorter, bringing it in closer to the hook. And then I wanted the long ones on the, oh man, I'm not in that camera. The long ones on the inside. So when I go to put my soft plastic on here, I have these longer ones, which I'm probably going to keep this one. I may give it to Jason. I really like this one though. It turned out exactly what I wanted. I wanted the lighter fluorescent green on the bottom, and I wanted the darker on top. And then I can put my trailer on there, and boy, that thing's gonna fish good. I may trim this up just a little right here, right about there. Yeah, I think that'd look good. So, you know, this is one of the things with bait making is getting it out of the camera. So let's hope that's focusing on that. I'm gonna leave that there for a second so I can get a good shot of it. Again, oh, you know what? Here, I can do this. I have these here. Let me get 2 of these. Here we go. Now, my hand's not in there. It's not focusing on my hand. So that is how I wanted that. This is the top. This is the bottom. Twist that around so you guys can see. Yeah, I think that came out pretty good. I like it. I don't have the lights set up in here like I do out in the shop. This is more me and my wife sitting here at our computers, and I'm just tying jigs. We're watching TV up on the wall there. She's at her computer doing work, and we're getting time together, but we're doing things individually. So, all right, that's those. Here, I'll show you the difference. See how this one's all mixed together, and then this one is a clear differentiation, right? So, cool. I like it.